This is Rick, and I dropped him off in Belgium on the western front of World War I. All around are endless trenches, trees mown down by bullets and trampled earth. Soldiers hide their faces from the freezing rain under their helmets, and Rick's yellow t-shirt is the only bright spot in this grayness. The trenches are damp and cramped, ankle-deep in liquid clay, and the sandbags are saturated with water. Rats rustle in the crevices, horses shy away from every explosion, and even the dogs hide their muzzles from the smell of gunpowder and rot. Rick, shocked, tries to find a safe corner. From behind the lines of barbed wire, a low cloud of a strange color, yellowish-brown and viscous, creeps. It does not rise upward, but spreads along the ground, filling the lowlands, and the soldiers try to figure out whether it is smoke from explosions or something they have not encountered before. The wind blows toward the trench where Rick sits, having already reached the soldiers. The first one breaks out in a coughing fit. The second one rubs his eyes convulsively. The third one clutches his throat and wheezes. Rick's nose and throat also begin to sting, though the smell is almost imperceptible, as if the air itself has become acrid, without warning or color. He frantically wets a rag in a dirty puddle and presses it to his face, trying to somehow filter his breath, but the cloth is no help. The gas clings to the fibers, seeps through to his skin, and Rick's eyes begin to water even more, turning the world into a blur. Droplets soak into clothes and the ground, cling to metal, and his yellow t-shirt also becomes a trap. The fabric holds the poison right against his skin, soaking it through and through. Now, even if he runs away, contact with the poison will continue, and it will continue to burn. His eyelids swell, and every attempt to open them causes a sharp pain. His trench neighbors instinctively clutch their faces, back away, and stumble. Now, almost no one can see what's happening. A sticky cough rises in Rick's throat, his voice becomes hoarse, his breaths short and greedy. Rick's chest feels like it's constricting, and when he exhales, he wheezes horribly. Rick jumps into a fresh shell crater, hoping the walls will keep out the fog, but that's where the gas clings best. A heavy layer settles beneath, and in the pit, Rick receives an even heavier dose than standing. The shelters that protected him from the shells are now a trap. Time is deceiving. The cloud is cleared, and the soldiers thought the problem was over, but it's only getting worse. Blisters form on their skin, their eyes become more inflamed, and their lungs swell. This gas, called mustard gas, destroys skin and mucous membrane cells. The molecules cling to vital components within the cells and disrupt their function. On the body, it looks like a chemical burn in the eyes, as inflammation and blindness, in the breath, as irritation that worsens. Rick washes his face, rinsing his eyes and cheeks, but it only gets worse. Moisture speeds up the reaction, and contact with contaminated fabric continues, so the only thing that will help here is to remove all clothing and leave the cloud, but no one knows that. Blisters appear on his hands, his skin blisters, the fabric sticks to the wounds, and every movement only tears apart the chemical burns. The dressing station is a hive of activity. They're cutting off Rick's clothes, rinsing his skin and eyes with clean water, applying protective ointments, bandaging, trying to clean everything they can, and then spending a long time neutralizing any residue on his equipment and the ground. Why did they do this? At that moment, the front was frozen, no one could win a trench war, and the command was looking for a new way to push the enemy out of their trenches. The heavy gas, which spreads into the lowlands, was supposed to break the defenses and allow a breakthrough. The weather helped. They chose a time without rain and with the right wind direction, as a mistake could have hurt their own. The enemy was initially shocked and condemned chemical weapons, but very soon they began using them themselves. Ultimately, tens of thousands died from gas attacks, and over 1 million were injured with burns, blindness, and lung disease. Many survived but were left crippled. Gas knows no soldier. Often the cloud would drift beyond the front lines and blanket villages, soaking clothes on clotheslines and seeping into water wells. Chemical weapons were later banned, and the attack Rick survived went down in history books as the first mass chemical attack. The gas was named Ypres, after the city of Ypres, where it all happened. Rick is slowly dragged on a stretcher, his uniform scorched and burned, his eyelids swollen, and his arms covered in sticky bandages. He understands that he will have nightmares about this chemical attack for a long time to come. Subscribe to him? It wasn't easy for him.